You wake up fine. Nothing is wrong. The morning is normal. And then, one thought crosses your mind. One sentence. Maybe someone's face. Maybe something you said 3 years ago. And just like that, your whole day is gone. Not because anything actually happened, just because of a thought. How is that even possible? You know this moment. You're brushing your teeth, or making coffee, or just lying in bed for 5 more minutes. And out of nowhere, a memory surfaces. Something embarrassing you did in school. A text you sent that never got a reply. A comment someone made that you brushed off at the time. It wasn't even a big deal when it happened. But now, for some reason, it replays. And replays again. And by the third replay, your chest feels tight. Your mood has changed. You didn't choose this. You didn't decide, today I will feel bad. The thought just showed up, uninvited. And it brought your whole emotional state down with it. Here's the strange part. Nothing in your actual life changed. The people are the same. The tasks are the same. The weather is the same. Only one thing changed. A sentence inside your head. And that was enough to ruin everything. So why does this happen? Why does one thought have so much power? Because your brain doesn't actually know the difference between something happening right now and something you're just remembering. Think about that for a second. When you remember an embarrassing moment, your brain doesn't file it away neatly like an old photograph you glance at and move on from. It reactivates it. It runs the emotional part of that memory again, almost like a small rerun of the original event. Your heart rate can shift. Your stomach can tighten. Your face can get warm. All from something that isn't happening. All from something that already ended. Your body doesn't ask, is this real or is this just a memory? It just responds to whatever the mind hands it. This is the trick nobody warns you about. Your brain treats imagination and memory almost like reality. A worry about tomorrow can feel like tomorrow already went wrong. A memory from years ago can feel like it's happening again, right now, in this room. So one thought isn't just a thought. It's a tiny simulation. And your body reacts to the simulation as if it's true. That's step 1. Here's step 2. The part that makes it worse. Once a thought triggers a bad feeling, your mind doesn't stop there. It starts looking for more reasons to feel that way. This is sometimes called a mood-congruent search. Your brain, once it's in a certain emotional state, starts pulling up other memories and thoughts that match that state. So one negative thought about something small can trigger a chain reaction. Suddenly, you're remembering other awkward moments, other mistakes, other things people said. None of them relate to each other. But your mind links them anyway, because they all feel the same. It's like your brain opens one drawer, and instead of finding one item, it finds a string tied to 10 other drawers, and pulls all of them open at once. By now, it's not just one thought anymore. It's a spiral. And a spiral feels a lot heavier than a single thought ever could. But here's the part that changes everything once you actually see it. The thought itself was never the real problem. The real problem was that you believed it deserved your full attention. You gave it the microphone. You let it speak as if it was the only voice in the room, when really it was just one voice among thousands of thoughts passing through your mind that day. Most thoughts are like background noise. Cars passing outside a window. You don't chase every car. You don't follow it down the street. It passes, and you let it pass. But some thoughts, the sharp ones, the emotional ones, the ones tied to shame or fear or rejection, those ones grab you by the collar. And instead of just noticing them, you climb inside them. You start living inside the thought instead of just observing it. That's the shift. That's the actual moment your day gets ruined. Not when the thought appears, but when you merge with it. There's a name for this in psychology: cognitive fusion. When you stop seeing a thought as something happening in my mind and start experiencing it as the truth about who I am right now. A thought like, I embarrassed myself, quietly becomes, I am an embarrassment. A thought like, that was a mistake, quietly becomes, I always mess things up. Notice what happened there. The thought expanded. It stopped being a small, specific memory and became a big, general identity. And identities are heavy. You can carry a single memory. It's much harder to carry a version of yourself that feels flawed at the core. This is why the same event can ruin one person's entire week, while another person shrugs it off in 10 minutes. It's not that one person is stronger. It's that one person fused with the thought, and the other one let it pass through like weather. And here's the twist inside the twist. The intensity of a bad feeling has almost nothing to do with how serious the actual situation is. You can feel devastated over a comment that meant nothing. You can feel completely calm about something that, on paper, is actually a real problem. Because your emotional reaction isn't measuring the event. It's measuring how tightly you grabbed onto the thought about the event, which means the size of your bad day was never really decided by what happened. It was decided by how long you stayed inside the replay. So next time one thought shows up and tries to take your whole day hostage, remember this: the thought is not an event. It's an echo. It already happened, or it hasn't happened at all. Either way, it has no power of its own. The only power it has is the power you hand it by staying inside it. You don't have to fight the thought. You don't have to argue with it, or prove it wrong, or chase it away. You just have to notice it and let the car pass by the window. Because the day was never ruined by what crossed your mind. It was ruined by how long you decided to stay there.